Hi everyone. Again, I'm back. As I told you all earlier, we are adding more segments into the videos. So, you must have already watched a talk on insomnia or sleep issues, and then a review on a product. So we have a segment that is included again, that is organizational psychology, and then now we have decided to add another segment to this. It is about examination facing skills. Now, I think all of us are getting ready to face the examinations. Maybe the board exam is right around the corner. You have another 2-3 months coming up, right? And there are a lot of competitive examinations also coming up. So, as kids or during our growing up stages, examination has always been associated with fear. But over the years, when you grow up, you realize that it is not as fearful as that. It is just a process, and people have been, or parents have been, so afraid of their children's future that they try to instill fear in them, hoping that they would succeed. But not always everyone is successful in instilling the fear, right? So now today we will be dealing with one of the aspects of examination, that is, how do you decide on the right time. Earlier, or even now, elderly people always tell that get up in the morning, freshen up and start reading. But how far is this true? Because not everybody is comfortable or is happy getting up early in the morning and studying. It is not right, as in it depends to person, as in what is the right time to study. So for me, it would be the night. For my friend, it would be early in the morning. So you need to identify that time. So this is the right time, as in when you have 4 or 5 or 6 months for your examination, you need to identify the right time that suits you. So some of us can wake up early in the morning, freshen up, probably pray and start off reading, making down points. Yeah, I will make another video on how you can study also, but right now we're talking about how to decide on the time. So you wake up in the morning, you freshen up, you start studying, you feel good because you feel refreshed, you feel you're more fresh after 8 or 7 hours of sleep. But on the contrary to this, there are a lot of people who like to study late in the night after everyone has slept. There is no noise of TV, there is no other external influences. So you feel it is very calm and you can concentrate on the subject more. So both of them are right. There is nothing wrong if you're studying late in the night or you study early in the morning. So one point to the parents, please do not force your children to study only in the morning and not to study late in the night. It is not right, because they need to identify what is the right time for them to study. When can they store the information in the memory? When can they understand it better and retain it for a longer time? So you need to identify it, and while you make your timetable, what we need to understand is, do not study a lot. You need to study little, as you need to understand it completely for a shorter period of time. If you are going to sit all night until early morning, you are not going to remember everything, because you are trying to grasp a lot of knowledge in a longer period of time without concentrating on anything. So that is not going to help you. So you need to plan in such a way that you limit the amount you study for a shorter period of time, and then you take a break. Probably just walk, listen to some music, probably eat some fruits, and then move on to the next. You take 1 hour, you take rest for another 1 hour, you study again, and a break again. So if you are going to follow this, whatever little you study is understood thoroughly and it is stored as you have studied. You're not going to lose out on any of the factors that you have concentrated on. So once you identify the right time, you need to make a timetable. I know it's extremely difficult to follow a timetable, but what is very important in the timetable is the reward. If you are the one who finds it very boring to make a timetable for you, always take help of your siblings or your friends or maybe your parents. Parents sometimes can be a little rigid, but still, nowadays, parents are quite friendly. They do understand it. So you can sit down with the parent and decide on the reward which has to be clearly mentioned in your timetable. Now is the time for you to decide on the right time for you, decide on the timetable, enough breaks, and the reward. Once you decide on this, the most important thing is to follow it. Because what generally happens is that you have a beautiful poster design stuck on the wall with nothing practiced. So you need to practice it and see that you get the reward. Don't just write the reward there and not take the reward, because it's not going to condition your mind. So you need to do this for the reward. Because most of the time what we feel is, why do we have to study this? What is the necessity of studying this? Is this really going to help us? This is the wavering thought that comes in most of our minds. So we can make it more interesting by looking at the reward that you're going to get once you finish your timetable. So this is a small session on you deciding on what is the right time for you to study. Now there might be some of them who say, I don't like early morning, I don't like late night. What do I do? So
But it is best short film. And these are the categories. The first one is, it's actually about desires, one or more desires. The second is split, and the third is crucifier. The winner is one or more desires, Abby River. They come all the way from India.
So you are the ones who need to start much ahead of time. If the people know what is the right time to study, as in morning or night, people who like to study in between need to start well ahead of time. As in, if the people who know their timing as day or night can start at least 4 months before the examination. People who are not sure whether it is day or night need to start at least 7 to 8 months before the examination, because you need to pay attention in the class, you need to jot down the points, and you need to take breaks in between to look at those points, because maybe you would like to read it in the afternoon, do your breaks, or during the session once you're back home, as in you reach home and you're having tea or coffee and you can just go through the points, because there are people, each one is different and they have a different study patterns. We can include all of it in the coming sessions, but today I wanted to concentrate on this, as a lot of parents have asked us how to convince children to wake up in the morning and study, because they strongly believe the good old factor of gods and goddesses blessing us if you wake up early in the morning and start studying. So I don't know if it is true or no, but definitely each one is different and you have a specific time for you to retain, to understand and keep it in your memory. So I would say that you need to sit down now, identify the right time, make a beautiful timetable with a wonderful reward, and see that you follow it if you want to see the result. So I hope you like this session. We will be having more sessions, as in how to improve your memory, what are the kind of food intake that you need to have, especially if you're going for an examination, and if you have examination fear, how to overcome that fear. These are the sessions that we will be dealing with in this particular topic, as in examination facing skills. There will be various other topics being covered, like how we covered today on deciding on the right time. We would touch on the other topics as well. So I hope you like the session, and that's Bruno. So I hope you like the session, and we will have more such sessions in the future. And is Bruno. Say hi. Okay, yeah, and if you do have a pet, do spend time with your pet. That's when you're taking a break, you'll feel a lot refreshed. And we'll be including more topics, and we'll be having more such sessions. If you liked this video, please do share it with your friends who would benefit out of it. And if you want more such videos, please do subscribe. And if you really like today's session with us, then please do like the video.